plays because you might not run an offense similar to ours. But one thing we've done the last few years, and I think has been pretty good, is this 4-day install, right? And we didn't invent it. We've kind of taken what was a 3-day install that I saw, which was a little bit too packed for us. I've seen a 5-day install, and how the week works for double sessions. How many guys have double sessions still? Okay, it's good to see you. I'm talking up, where we are, to kind of get rid of double sessions, and I'm not going to allow that. I try not to allow it. So the way it sets up with our double sessions, I thought the 4-day install was something that really worked pretty well for us, right? So I don't think it's like this transcendent thing, but as far as offensive install is concerned, we are of the mindset that we're going to get everything, or about 85 to 95% of our offense in during the first 4 days of the year, right? And I always said this to our team, but I never had to speak about it. So I actually went through a month ago. We ran 509 offensive plays last year. All but 53 of them were the play we installed in the first 4 days, right? So that's 89.5%, which by my math is between 85 to 90, which I've always said. So I kind of proved what I said was true. But the thought was to get it all installed and then just sort of tinker with it, okay, moving forward. And that was a major shift for us. Okay, how many guys install a play like one at a time? We're going to run it Monday and Tuesday. Then when that looks good, we have the counter off of that. That's what we always did. We kind of had the goal of having the whole offense in by week 1. That's when it really matters, right? So we want to have the whole offense by the time we, this year we had the playoffs for Dylan, right? But we changed that philosophy a few years ago. So we're going to have, like I said, 85 to 95% of our offense in that first week. So for us, each day, and I'll show you the chart here in a minute, we're going to install a formation, run play, RPO tag, pass concept, motion, screen, pass protection scheme, and a no huddle word, right? We always have a word or two, okay, that we can get in. I'll show you what that looks like, okay? That's what we always do, right? So we have 2 sessions to get that accomplished. So in the morning, we might really focus on, inside zone, where we're going to zone read it, and in the evening, we're going to work on zone lock. We're going to block the backside edge. Okay, but we've got 2 sessions to get that completed. If we didn't have double sessions, we probably could not do the 4-day install like we do now, okay? Friday for us, that's Monday through Thursday. Friday for us, we review all the concepts. It's the first day in full pads, so you have some tackling drills so the defensive guys are happy, right? And then you go out on Saturday and have a scrimmage, right? Unless you're Tom Brady, they don't scrimmage on Saturdays, right? So we scrimmage on Saturday. We've gone against Lippert the last couple of years, which is great for us because Mike and I will talk about what we want to do. We get 2-minute drill, all these different things that we've never really done before. It allows you to really get a good idea of where you are. And then we have film on Monday. So our morning session on Monday is a full entire team. We watch it from the first play till the freshmen are finishing up. We really coach it hard. That's our entire morning session. We don't come back. We don't go out on the field. We take a 2-hour session on Monday and go over what it looks like. Okay. Then we come back the second week, right? And this is kind of what was new for us. We come back and install it again from scratch. So on Monday, okay, it's our inside zone day. So we don't assume the kids know anything, right? We come back and say, now we get a new install. Okay, it's inside zone. We're going to run it against a different look. Right, so against Levitt, they're a 3-4 quarters team. Right, so the first week we're going against a 3-4 primarily zone. We come back week 2, I don't care who we're playing in the exhibition, we're going to install it against a forefront, or the opposite of what we saw week 1. Right, so I want to make sure that our kids have seen the odd and the even front by the time the first 2 weeks are over. Because what's happened to us in the past, I don't know, 7-8 years ago, everybody was on 40, except for like Gardner. So we'd run like 6 weeks in a row against a 40, and then for the first time in the year, we're like, okay, the center's like, why is there somebody on my head? Like, I got to snap the ball and like block this guy? Right, so we're going to make sure that that guy has seen it, that we've all seen the different looks we're going to see. In the same way, again, Levitt plays primarily zone against us in the exhibition at least, so we'll practice against an even front with a lot of man principles. Make sure we got our man passing game stuff ready for week 1. This is all, again, with the intention of being ready for week 1. So again, Monday, we're going to reinstall inside zone with our smoke and our bubble. All that stuff, of course, you're going to start sprinkling in special teams. For the exhibition, you got to find someone to snap and to punt and do all this shit that nobody likes to do, but you got to do it, right? Because you look like an idiot if you can't, execute on a kickoff. And what we do in the second week is, we might find different ways to dress it up, right? So our inside zone, we have 4 run concepts. You'll see them in a minute, right? We have inside zone, so there's a few different ways to run it. You motion the guy behind, you run it with the quarterback, you run it with bash, whatever it might be. We're going to find different ways to dress it up. I used to be like go to these clinics and I write down 300 plays and I'd install 298 of them and none of them really worked, right? So I had too much shit on our plate. So now, we like inside zone, we like outside zone, counter, whatever the case might be. We just dress it up a different way. So you think about it as like your wife or your single guys, your girlfriend, right? It's the same girl, just put a different dress on, right? You like the girl, right? Just put a different dress on, right? So it's the same play, everything's the same for the line. We put a motion out, like Marston's gonna check his coverage if we're motioning, right? Actually, he's just gonna blitz probably, but we just put a little different dress up on it to make it look a little bit better. Is it any different? Not really, but that's what we spent week 2 doing to kind of give our kids a little bit of a variety there. Again, we reinstalled Monday through Thursday, 4-day install, exhibition game on Friday, full Saturday film on Saturday morning, obviously. Right, then we get into the third week, which is now week 1. So our first regular season game we installed for the third time. Right, we start on Monday, on the JV game. Right, this time we're opponent specific. Right, so we were playing Oxford Hills. Happened to be we faced a 40 front in Bangor in the exhibition. We faced a 40 front Oxford Hills. A little bit different personnel. I gotta be honest with you. We tried to block those guys. It wasn't as easy then. And so we kind of pare it down to what we like against Oxford Hills or Bonnie Eagle, who we have to play week 1 this year. So whatever front they're in, we're going to run against that week. The coverages are going to pare down. We're going to reinstall that stuff in the third week. So in essence, you get 3 weeks of install, right, ready for week 1. So your kids have seen different fronts, different coverages. You've been able to go out because we used to do this. We'd always have sprint out for the exhibition, scrimmage, because we roll the pocket pretty frequently. We get to 3rd and 9, we're going to roll out, we're going to come back for an 11-yard gain or try it, right? So instead of in that moment, whether we put in our sprint out package, instead of in that moment installing outside zone, which makes sense as so much carryover as far as blocking is concerned, we wait 2 weeks, and then we like it week 2 against somebody, so now I'm installing outside zone, our offensive line, instead of like going downfield, they're blocking it like it's sprint out, so they're not going downfield. So we decided to really pare this down and stack the learning on top of one another. You'll see that in a minute. So we're not adding new stuff for week 1, right? Where we start, I'll get some film here in a minute, where we start really is our 4 base runs. So we think that the offensive line learning is probably the hardest, right? Nobody really there's some guys in your program that love being linemen, but a lot of them are, just built a little heavier, they gotta play guard, right? And if you're like me, if there's a kid at Coney that's 5'10", 200 pounds, he's walking by me, I'm telling him he should be playing football, right? If you get 1 or 2 of them, like our right tackle this year never played football a snap in his life, like 6'2", 215, okay, he was a decent player, okay, but I got him by saying, hey, you should play football. He goes, oh, maybe I will. Right, so I don't want to overload them with 25 different schemes on the first day because they're out there, it's 85 degrees, they're blocking bags, it's not that fun. So we're trying to keep the learning simple for the O-line during double sessions as far as that's concerned, right? We also want to use the principle of same as, right? So for us, inside zone, where we're blocking everything to the left and we're reading the right side end, everything is the same, okay, for the front side, okay, on lock zone, okay, except for the right tackle. Now he's going to lock the backside end, and we're going to throw an RPO downfield off that. So we can say, hey, it's the same play. It's Zulu, zone left, or it's wall for us, which is zone block, right? So you tell the left tackle, it's the same thing. Zulu, wall, doesn't matter, same thing. One guy's got to learn. So let's install it at the same time. Rather than giving it a week, we're running wall, or running Zulu, and then 1 week later we say, hey, there's a new play off this where we don't beat the end, we actually throw off the second level, right? Just install it at the same time. It's the same as methodology, right? As I said, the footwork on outside zone and sprint out are pretty similar, right? You obviously can't go downfield on sprint out, but trying to capture the outside edge, all that shit, so it's similar. Let's just install it the same day. We sometimes install it in the same session, right? So that's been really, really beneficial for us, right? We install them together, and then from there we kind of build up the rest of the day with an if-then mentality. So if they do this, what are we going to do to counter that? So let's install that right now. Right, I'll show you what that looks like, I think, here on this next slide. So here's what we look like, right? Here's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And this is our practice plan for the next 3 weeks, right? So we have, like I told you, run games where we always start. So Monday, we're going to install inside zone. Okay, in the morning, actually this year I think we did both in the morning, right? Lock zone and zone read, right? Then we say what formations are we going to run that out of, right? And so you can run it out of any formation basically, but the tight end formations are where you're going to run out of your powers and your counters and so forth. So we're going to do it out of detached 2x2 and detached 3x1, right? Then we say, okay, what screens are we going to throw off that? So I don't consider it a RPO, like they say every play in college football now where the guy does this and throws it. They don't discern anymore between play action and RPO, and everything's an RPO. That's not the case. Okay, but I don't consider any screen behind the line of scrimmage to be an RPO. But that's for us as a numbers count. An RPO for us is I'm making a decision based on someone's movement, okay, on the second level usually. Right, so if I make a decision on throwing the ball out wide, pre-snap, we're going to install that because it goes with our zone game. But that's not really an RPO for us in the traditional sense. We're going to throw downfield RPOs, okay? Stick and stop for us are hitches, or stick is a fade, bubble, and a hitch by number 3 out of trips, okay? We're going to install that on the same day because we're going to run an inside zone, and I'll show you when we do it. And we read the inside linebacker. If he inserts, the backside inside linebacker inserts, like a 4-2 front, we can't block him with 5 guys, right? So we've got to have a way to control him. We'll run a hitch by number 3. Okay, if he plays the run, we're going to throw the hitch. Okay, if he plays out of the hitch, we're going to hand off into a 5-on-5 install it at the same time. Why make the quarterback learn all the zone stuff and then a week and a half later go catch? We're also going to add a little hitch to it, right? So now you don't have to hand up. You can actually pull it out and throw it. So we install that all on the same day. We add motion, okay, which we go from 2x2 to 3x1 all the way across, change the formation strength, 3x1 to 2x2, whatever the case might be. Okay, we add a pass protection, which when we get to our pass concept, so our big on bigs are kind of base pass protection, so we go big on big that same day. And then we add a no huddle work. Do we get the no huddle very often? We really don't. We practice it in the preseason, we use it 5 times a day. I don't think it's a lot of cost to do it. If you hear mulligan, okay, we're gonna run the same play. Right? Do it over, mulligan. You hear echo, it's another way. We say echo, echo, echo. Get up and run the same play. Right, so on Monday we installed it. I said, hey, we're running team. If you hear me yell echo, line up and run the same play we just ran. That's what we do for our one-word play that day. Right, so, and then the if-then thing comes in. So to take away smoke and bubble, okay, teams like Falmouth are going to come down and they're going to play man-to-man, which is really smart. It takes away all those little pitches, right, cover down. So we've got to have an answer for that. If they do this, then we do that, right? So we're going to install our slot fade and our forward stuff that we think, assuming you can throw it and catch it, is a pretty good look against man-to-man. So I'll get into the film in just a minute. But here's our Monday practice play. Monday morning from last year. Oh, the date got cut off. August 15th, I think it was. So you'll see here, you can see it. We're going, in the middle here, the quarterbacks, receivers, they're all doing their thing with inside zone. They're working on stance and starts. The linemen are just doing their agility work. Okay, then we get into install number 1. I'm working the vertical, the vert switch, and slot fade. We install the motion for 5 minutes. We get 4 lines of quarterbacks, 2 lines out to each side. We go liz, rip. We get 5 to 10 reps, okay, per quarterback to install rip and liz motion. At the same time, our O-line's learning inside zone, okay, zone read. We don't block the backside defender. Okay, we come back, take a water break, come back here. Now we're installing the smoke and bubble for the receivers. Okay, they right here, between a water break, they go from inside zone read to zone lock. Why teach it the next day or the next week? And right here, while we get you thinking, let's lock the backside end, and we're going to throw it. We actually probably run that more than we run we definitely run that more than we run zone read. Okay, so we install those at the same time. Okay, then we get into our RPOs. We install stick and stop. While they work with Pass Pro, then we run some plays off the script. That's an hour and a half or hour and 50 minutes. Okay, that's our Monday morning. We'll probably hit file print for this next year. Just change the date. That's what we're going to do. So. This is kind of show you what it looks like. Hopefully the film works all right for us here. I got this little remote, see if it works. Okay. So, this is inside zone, okay, and we've got, inside zone, we've got a screen attached up here. So we tell our quarterbacks, right, that it's a numbers game, right? So everyone's going to want to walk up and put the point on, the slot. That's a pretty trendy thing to do. We have ways we account for that. Our quarterback made the decision that there's a strong safety roll down. There's a corner here, and this safety, I guess, is sort of playing over here. I don't mind if he throws the ball up there. So anybody behind 7 yards, we don't count. We say, no, he's out of the box, right? Or off the hard deck. So I don't mind if he throws it off here. If we hand it off, we're 6 on 7, so we got to read the backside end here for zone read, right? So pretty simple. See the guys up top running the screen. We could throw it to him. That ultimately he decides to hand it off, right? So again, the blocking's not perfect. It's playing high school football. Okay, we could have thrown it out there. I think that's okay. We block in, the corner's soft, let's just play on the outside, but our QB makes the decision to hand that ball off. Right, against Scout Egan here, same play, we get out to trips, I don't know if it's bubble or smoke we've got called, okay? Our quarterback decided this is too tight, 3 over 3, we don't like that, so we're gonna hand the ball off, I think. Again, I would tell him, this corner, okay, is backing out of there a little bit. I don't mind throwing that ball out there, honestly, right? We've got 2 guys blocking the point. Okay, throw it out to a good athlete in space instead of having to block all these big guys wearing black, but works out okay. But it's just a numbers count. So again, I don't consider these RPOs. Okay, again, against Meso, that's clearly 3 over 3, man-to-man. There's man-to-man RPOs we throw, but this is one of them. Get the ball off. Okay, I put this on here because we got a first down against Oxford Hill, so I want to make sure you guys do that. There you go. Come on, everyone. There it is. We actually scored against them somehow. They blew coverage or something. So, okay, so again, the box count. And what we don't do enough on the Coney is take advantage of this weak side, okay, the back side, gift route, access route. We call shit out here, but we don't really ever trust it. He's not even running it, so that's why we don't throw it. Right, that's on me. Because they're too lazy. Like, oh, I'm not going to run a hitch 100 times because they only throw it out here once, right? Then later on, same formation against Skowhegan, right? Same game, right? So they've got 2 over 2 with a safety over the top. So our QB decides, well, now they've got 7 in the box. Right? We've only got 5 to block, so we can't read 2 guys. Right? So we got to throw it somewhere. We have to throw it down here. This wouldn't be bad to throw a slant down here. Something I could Okay, I did. But we're gonna throw the bubble up there, right? So we're gonna work on our perimeter blocking all the time, right? Because this to us is just an extension of the run game. Just throw it out there. If you can get a 6'3" kid to show up as a senior, right? That's my mom's daycare, since he was see us for crying out loud. As a senior, he finally decides to play first team all conference wide receiver, D-back, would have told me to play baseball actually, but he was the best walker we had by far, so we didn't throw it to him very much. That's the problem. Your best walker never gets the ball, right? So we're like, hey, we're gonna throw it, you're gonna block, okay? And we'll throw it to, I can catch that one and pick up 5 yards, right? But if the best walker is catching it, then you got other guys that can't block up there. Same exact play against Go, maybe the very next one, I don't know. Okay, so we're gonna call it, we tag us, not on every running play, but about 90% of our running plays, we're gonna tag a screen. And I'll show you why in a minute. We don't wanna have to have these guys digging out a strong safety, digging out a linebacker, just run the bubble or run smoke out here and it's gonna draw some attention this way. So same idea, throwing out that's bubble, so it's a number 3. Okay, he goes and plays. So those I don't really, again, consider those to be really RPOs. Okay, this is bubble of the boundary against found in the playoffs. Yeah, this was, again, so it's 2 over 2 out here, but we told our quarterback, right, if he's behind 7 yards, like we're not gonna count this guy as part of the count. Right, so this is his first game or second game, he kind of is soft here a little bit, so he gets run over by the Scully kid. But there's another first year player playing, broke his collarbone right there, actually, so out for the year. And so again, I just want to show you, this is the preseason, right? So this is against Lippert, we have this all installed, this is day 1 stuff for us, but again, it looks a little slow motion, this is actually the 2s even, right? That's what we run all the time. Okay, same thing against Brewer out here, blow the smoke, play football. Right, so you guys run the alley on walks. I trust our athletes in space. Okay, then we get a little bit creative with it. So we throw it to somebody from inside the box going out. Right, so you see it's gonna be behind the line of scrimmage. Right, so we start off in 2x2 here, and we motion the H across. Okay, Bangor doesn't react really. Right, so now he's gonna block number 1. He's gonna block most dangerous. Right, so he's gonna melt off. If this guy comes flying out, he's gonna block him. If he inserts in the run, he's gonna climb to the safety. Right, so he sees this guy, makes a determination he can make a play, waits for him to turn, throw it out the flat. It's gotta be behind the line. So it's gotta be behind the line because we're blocking downfield. So there it is. So again, if they're gonna run, we can't run inside zone against 8-man box. It's an 8-man box. We're not gonna run that ever. So if it's 4th and 1, at the goal, on 4th and goal of 1, for the state championship on the line, we're gonna throw this ball. We are. It's just how we have to. Our quarterbacks are trained to do that. So you're gonna throw that out there, okay, play catch, take off. Okay, there's another version of that. Just again, dress it up, same play, different dress, same girl, different dress. So now we're at a bunch. We're gonna block number 2. He's gonna spray and release to number 1, and we're gonna run behind the line of scrimmage. Okay? Again, can he hand off? Yes. Okay, but why would he? They've got 7 guys in the box, they got an edge rusher coming off the weak side. So let's pull it out, put it on. Block in space. Same play later in the game, kick off the goal line. We're trying to get like 5 yards, so we don't have to punt. Throw it out here, block in space. The kid's on 11-7 in the 100, he's gone. Alright, so again, it's the same play. Okay, based on numbers and leverage, we're trying to just give ourselves an advantage. If you got giant linemen that just ball people, then fuck, hand it off. Like that doesn't take it very good. It's not that hard, right? But we don't necessarily always have that. We dress this up on a little bit different too against foul. This is a motion across. We're talking it over here. So we snap this. This is a new motion. We snap it early. Okay, we throw the ball up here. So we're supposed to. Okay, this is a new kid with injuries, but this kid's supposed to, if he sees man, right? If he's running and this corner chases, which he does, he should run a slant to go block number 2. His guy's gonna follow it, right? So we're gonna run that and throw the ball out here. Instead, he just goes up and blocks his guy, right? Which means the corner, let's make it miss. But that's just another way to dress it up. Same play. Okay, now we're to the stick. This is the one so we're gonna run number 1 on a fade, number 2 on a bubble, number 3 on a hitch. Again, look at the box. There's 7 guys, you count the corner, there's 8 guys in the box, right? So this guy determines whether we run it or throw it, backside back. Right, so we take the snap. Is he playing the run? I'd say so. Okay? So we're gonna pull the ball out, and we're gonna throw a 5-yard hitch right where he should be. Right? In the zone. Right, so that's what we run, pretty frequently out of trips. Here it is in the preseason. Again, this is Lippert last year. Their quarters look here, right? So we're gonna get fade, bubble, hitch by number 3. Beat the backer to the inside, throw the ball. So it's pretty simple concept. It kind of, I think it forces defenses out of what they want to do. Right, so they can kind of kick this across and line this back route, but he determines if we run or throw. Okay, and then we decide who we're going to throw it to. Okay, that'll be in our quarterback. Same concept, I'll show when we actually fill the bubble. So again, this guy determines pass or run from that position there. It's going to be hard for him to cover any pass. So this guy determines if we throw the hitch or the bubble. I think he could have thrown either here, honestly. So pulls it out. He could throw either. Okay, he decides to go to the bubble. It's got to be our quarterback next year. Okay, corner for something that snaps us. But again, they got two guys over there. Okay, so I talked about to take that away, all those sticks and bubbles and smokes. Teams are going to cover down and play cover one. Right, so play everyone man to man. It's against bounds. Granted, there's nobody in the middle of the field on 4th and 7 here, actually. Okay? So we're going to run our hitch outside, slot fade. So we're going to run a hitch by number 1, 13's going to run a slot fade. Right, so we'll take our chances with our best athlete. Okay, they're loaded up the box. We'll play man-to-man on the outside. Throw it up there. Okay? And we're in that, quite a bit. You'll see quite a few, not many teams play this at the end, but again, there's no thinking for the quarterback, right? That's man-to-man. Okay, safety's in the middle of the field, we can look him off or hold him, but we're throwing it to 13. Some of them are ugly, watch this shit. Okay? It's the running back gets blown up into that. Who is it? I don't know, Rick Ballard, somebody is in his lap. He throws a quack shot. Okay? But again, he's 6'3". Okay, we tell our guys, Kevin Cooper and I argue every summer, so we don't tell the slot fade to run the bottom of the numbers. Okay, we tell them to run between the top of the numbers and the hash. Because we want to be able to throw them to lead them, we want to be able to back shoulder them, or drift them. I'll show you the drift on the next play, I think. So it's just a back shoulder. It's not really intentionally a back shoulder. We do have some of those. This is just an underthrown ball. And again, athlete against athlete. The defensive back's a little nervous, right? His girlfriend's in the stands. He's getting slot fade, right? He's got to be able to turn around and cover a 6'3" guy. Some of them are ugly. Some of them are beautiful. This is one of the best ones in my career. Same game. Okay, great athlete covering them. And that's the drift, right? So again, he's an unbelievable coverage. Look at numbers. If you can't, any defensive back knows want to tell me what they can do better? That's perfect. If he's running to the bottom of the numbers, there's nowhere to throw him. Right? But if he runs and holds his line, and we drift into the, eventually to the sideline, we like that. So there he is, running right down full of field, right where he's supposed to be. Again, if he's got the beat, our QB's going to lead him. Okay? If he's, he couldn't try to back shoulder this, but I don't really love that against this athlete. So let's just drift it. Our guy catches it or nobody catches it. All right, so there it is over the top. First slot fade. Okay. And then we're back to the top. So again, that's all day one install. Right, so we're going to run the ball. If we can't run it, we're going to throw smoke and bubble to the outside. We're going to throw stick. Okay, if they cover down and take away stick and stop, we're going to throw slot fade. That's our kids know that from day one. Okay. All right, I'll get to day 2. Kind of take you through that. So day 2, we've kind of toyed around with this. Who puts in inside zone one day and outside zone the next? Anybody do that? We've done that before. Okay, I didn't really love it because then they're kind of like caught in two worlds. So we give them a couple days with inside zone. Okay, then we get into our power and counter, our gap sweep. Everyone runs power and counter. Right, so with our power and counter, right, we're going to run a formation with a tight end. Typically, we run a power to the tight end. Okay, we can run a counter either way. So we're going to install a formation on Tuesday that has a tight end, right and left. So right for us is tight end right, flanker, and then twins to the back side. Okay, we're going to throw our RPO. We're going to throw shake and circle. So shake is basically double slant, circle is slant bubble. Right, to kind of take advantage of that overhang, try to manipulate it. Okay. We're going to add right cross and double post today as our downfield pass concepts. I don't know if you guys have caught us for that. I think it's going particularly well this year, honestly. Okay? And then our tight end got hurt and he couldn't catch. And then we add motion behind. So loop and rope are motions that go behind the quarterback. The P means deep. So loop, you're going to the left. Rope, you're going deep behind. Okay? The quarterback. We have a counter screen where everything looks like counter. Okay, we pull the ball up, throw it, cut up for that, and then our counter pass is the same thing. The guard's pulling, we're faking, or we're blocking, and then we're going to drop back from there. So it's a counter pass. So this all goes in on the same day. We have our fake snap. Okay, I know coaches in here probably run up, go no hello, whatever it is. The word is ice, 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 freeze, 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 or whatever the word is. Go set up, no play, try to get 5-3 guys, right? So we have that. We install that as our. So on day 2, they can hear echo, or they can hear ice or something, right? So they have that. So that all goes in on day 2. Show you some of that one. I don't have a ton of this, but you'll see the effect. This is counters at the top of the screen, and we've tagged bubble down here. So again, if they're playing man-to-man out here, why am I going to tell them to go block? Like just run the bubble. Okay, the safety actually maybe even will see that. Right, so there they go. They're all kind of running out here. The safety doesn't shot actually see this run. Okay, we're running counter into the boundary. Right, you'll see here. Okay, so we did run the individual run to the top. You'll see 13. Now he's new, he's number 2 in his class, okay, but I think that's man-to-man press, we should convert that to a fake. Right, so instead, he runs the hitch, which is a predetermined throw, so he's running the hitch. Okay, if you ran a fake, that guy's not even in the picture, right, we might be off and running. Okay, Same idea, you'll see the effect of the bubbles at the top of the screen. Okay, you got bubble up to the top. Okay, again, I would throw that ball up there, 100 out of 100. Right, this is easy yard, gets some smoke up there, number one. Throw that ball up there. Make those guys run up and tackle in space. But you have the run play attached here. Okay, with it. Let's count it. This guy lost this guy week 6, so it's big ball. Okay, now, Messalowski's done what I said. So you start throwing smoky bubble, they're going to cover down and play a man-man, right? So eventually we get to slot fade against it. This is actually circle, you'll see slant bubble, right, to draw that guy out. So watch the impact it has on that guy at the top of the screen. Okay, the outside linebacker is going to ride down with bubble. Okay, we're going to hit the ball off inside. Left tackle pretty good here, huh? Yeah, very good. Wow. He's a monster. He's too nice now. Like, hit him when he's down, right? You let him get up. I got probably a penalty, I don't know. So he's a nice guy. He's a good player. Okay, now here's an example. So we have counter again. Oops, sorry. Instead of, okay, running bubble to the top of the field, I'm stupid, so I said, let's just hand it off or trying to run the clock or whatever we're trying to do. So now this guy's got to run in here and block this guy. Okay? He's no longer a Coney. So what happens if you do some terrible things here off season. Okay? But he can't walk it, right? He doesn't make the play, but he could. Right? We run counter to the flag, he power, and he can't walk it, right? So why you send a guy in there that's 6'3" and doesn't really want to hit anybody? If he runs bubble to the sideline, this guy's gonna widen, or we just throw it to him. Right? So having these wide receivers block sometimes is not your best option. Right? If you're running with the quarterback, like this year our quarterback's a free runner. So, again, you do the flow, this is quarterback counter. Okay, you're gonna block it off and go. Go in there. Against Meso, same idea. Watch the effect of, that's just all goes in day 2. All this stuff, we just counter with the quarterback. Again, you see the effect of the bubble to the top. See the guy. This is their best tackle from Mount Blue. He runs out there, the guy in the red sleeves. Okay, we take him out of the picture. Run inside behind him. Okay, now our RPO. So this is one where we want to throw downfield RPO. We're going to pull the guard, and this is counter left. Okay, we're going to run shake. It's double slant on this side. This guy runs through the V of the neck here. He's going to run a 5-yard under. I'll tell you, this guy's open about 90% of the time. We never fucking throw it to him ever. Okay, so again, this guy decides whether you throw it or run it. This guy tells you who you throw it to if you decide to throw it. So if he inserts, we're reading him. Okay, 9 times out of 10, he's trying to wall number 2. He might just barely clear his head. We're going to drill it in there like we do here. But if you just reset your feet to number 1, okay, life is good, right? So again, this isn't necessarily a clear, like, I could have handed that one off, right? He's not really inserted in the run fit, okay? But he's going to throw it to his buddy, okay? Drill it in there. Like, it's a tighter window, right? It's a shorter throw, but I have to set my feet and throw it to this guy who's like, 4'6", 5', 40. Right? He doesn't catch very good. He's 10 pounds, so. Okay. All right, same exact play against them. Okay, this one's a little clearer for us. So you got, again, our run read is right here. So it's a gap scheme. Okay, everyone runs gap scheme. Here's our read. Okay, if he inserts in the run, we're throwing slant to under. You tell me. Right? This is a throw. 100 out of 100. Now, the running back, he screws it up here. We teach it, if you saw it on the original script I showed you on practice, we teach them ball to back. Right? So I'm going to get the handoff. If I don't get it, I'm going to step my feet and I'm going to go get the backside back. Because we're not handing it to you because he's running downhill. Right? So watch our guy instead. He goes ball to let my quarterback get hit. Right? So you're going to teach them running back. And again, we get it probably 70% of the time. Ball, doesn't get it, go to find the back. But instead, again, it's, nice first down drive starter here, get it going, put it on. That's a pretty easy throw. Everyone's quarterback can throw that. Okay, here's the screen off, right? So again, this is preseason. I put this in here. Okay, this is a play we would normally have installed week 1. Like, this is a hard play to install. We're going to run power or counter looks to the top of the screen. Our left tackle is going to leak out. The center's going to block back like he would on counter, and then he's going to leak out. The guy that screws it up is my new right tackle. Okay, so he should go downfield and come back and be the rat killer. So whoever sniffs out the screen, he's going to block. Okay, I'm not sure you did it right all year, okay? But this is off the counter look. So you got to watch the linebackers. Again, good linebackers read what? They read guards, right? So our guard's gone, right? They go with linebackers for a step or 2. Okay, we're going to throw a screen back here. We tell the receiver he's responsible for number 1. So here's our guy. He's going to block number 1. The tackle's responsible for number 2. Right? But he's smart, right? He's top 10 in his class. He's going to melt out there and make a determination. Okay, I'm melting out. That corner make the play? Nope. I'm just going to stay out here and kind of help this double team and wait for the big guy to get out there. Right, so that's our screen off of counter. Okay, here's another look at it. You'll see again. This is just dressing it up. We're in wing formation. I don't know what the fuck this wing. We don't run a notch, but we're in wing. Okay, we fly motion this guy in the field. With, we got 3 guys pointing at him. We don't have one play where he motions out there and we throw the ball. Not one. I'll just let you know. Never, well, he's fast as shit, but we won't ever run. They all point at him. Now we run counter that way, right? Look at this linebacker. Think he's reading that guard? Right, there he goes. So now it's pull the ball out, okay? Throw the ball in here, and we should be all right. The problem is, our rat killer guy, our right tackle should be walking like you want to counter, right? Walking down and leaking out and walking. Instead, he blocks the flow back. Now watch him get on this, hammers him. Right? He does a decent job, but we don't need you blocking. We need to block that guy that read the screen eventually. Probably yelling at right there. Okay, so that's day 2 stuff. Again, you install that all those in one day. You get the counter, you get the quarterback counter, you get the screens off it, you get the shade route off of it. If you're gonna run them all together in the season, like our thinking is do all in the first day. Okay? Go to day 3, okay? Not a lot new in the run game. We're gonna dress up counter with GT counter, pull, like an H-back into it. Okay? We'll add some downfield pass concepts. Okay, a big thing we're going to add are running back slip screens. So if you throw a lot of drop back, you probably want to throw slip screen, okay, a little bit, and then we'll add a tag for our best run play. I don't think we ran it once last year where we said, if we yell this word, it means this is our best run play. Our best run play is counter, okay, so that was built in counter to field, screen into the boundary. I don't think we called it once, but we installed it to say, hey, if you hear this word, it means run counter, okay, so we practiced it on Wednesday, we practiced it for 2 weeks, we might have run it once, I can't even remember if we did last year, okay, so, all that stuff all goes together. 3. Oh, it's day 2 or day 3. Okay, so here's a little, this is good too. So here's a little GH counter. We're gonna pull, we're wearing, our kids aren't bubbleheads, they get a little, Lippert told us, we're the Lippert guys. They told us they were gonna wear their beanies and then they didn't, so we look like assholes. No one in red's gonna go goddamn concussion today, I say that much. We're all padded up, we're good to go. I show up, Mike was hell no, I forgot. Is he in the locker room right there? Nah, I don't know if he did it on purpose, but he might have. Okay, he might have, right? So, yeah, I'm sure he did too. And I had an idea when he laughed, so I was like, oh, okay. He set me up. So now we pull this guy around. We run a little bit, not a ton. I threw this on you because again, here's our great athlete. We're gonna score against Lippert. Nobody else did all year. We'll watch this guy. And doink. He's so pigeon-toed that he tricks himself every once in a while. Doink, and then he goes, we don't score yet. That's the 3rd play of the game, and we don't score. Okay, so that's here's GT counter. We didn't run a ton this year. We did. We usually ran it with a quarterback. In case you pull guard and tackle, hand it off. Again, we still attach screens down here at the bottom. I don't know. I never tell Levin to jump up and down like that's something he's doing. Okay, but we run that. We dress it up with the same. I guess this is a different version of it. Same idea. Again, install day 3 install. A lot of new learning. We're just adding, pulling a tackle with it. Okay. Okay, then we run it to the quarterback. It's probably our most common thing. Okay, this year we run it with the QB. So I know Lippert runs a ton of this as well. Right, so you do that, good to that. Okay, here it is. So we put our best athlete at quarterback. Okay, motion across. Fake jet sweep, pull it. Let this guy go. And here's a screen off that. So this is deep motion, okay, or a rope in this case, okay, without any rotation, right? If they rotate, secondary rotates, downhill, okay, we're going to run back away from rotation. Okay, if they don't rotate, we're going to throw the ball out here on the perimeter. Now, number 3 can't block at all, except in the back. So, I guess that counts for something. Every single coach wearing black is screaming at him right there. Okay. Then we get into some of the screens. So we attach our screens to this stuff. So here's one where it was special for Oxford Hills. It worked once. Okay. So 33 should be way wider. We're going to run that same route. Remember 24 leaked out against Bangor into the flat. He's going to do the same thing in line. So we're going to block 1 and 2. 24 is going to release behind the line of scrimmage. We threw it to him, I think, 3 times in the game and picked up 6 yards. Pretty good offense for us, honestly, that night. Because those guys right here, all those guys wearing green are pretty freaking good. In case you did not. Now, he's going to do the same thing. Our quarterback's reading this inside backer. If he flows out with him, he's going to set his feet and throw the screen to the running back. So we have 2 screens on the same side. Right? So again, this all goes in the same day. So we've got the Y arrow coming out. Here he comes. There's a linebacker flowing. The quarterback's eyes are on him. Okay, if he flows out, we're going to reset. We're going to throw the ball to our running back screen on the inside. Right, so now, Oxford Hills has got 1, 2, 3, 4 guys outside the screen. Okay, if we block it well, we should be all right. We actually kind of do. Okay, he runs over a D3 player, puts his hand down, and we score. I tried to get the game ball. It was a little awkward in the second quarter to get a game ball, but I tried to get it. They wouldn't give it to me. Okay, so Okay, so here it is. So again, we throw it to them, nope. Okay, they get the fast flow outside. So we're doing that. Screen against them. We're gonna throw, the slot fade. You're gonna throw the screen. Again, this all goes in the same day. Against Bangor, we have 3 seasons, so we're 3-by-1. They're in cover 3, so let's put an extra receiver to the cover 3 side. Pull the ball out. Right, pull the ball out. So that's all day 3 install. Okay. Plus, then we have one more day. Right. And so we go our final day, which is kind of one of our things we do, pretty well now. We run outside zone. So again, we don't install inside zone and outside zone back-to-back days. It's confusing. The learning's a little bit confusing, and we always start with the run game as far as what are we going to install. These skinny guys on here running routes can learn the routes. We've never had a kid. I don't care what classes they take. It could be the dumbest kid in the world. If they know they can slot fade, they know that. Like the cost, shit, I'm running a slot fade. Okay, they can learn that. Okay, so these guys, I don't worry about their learning. I worry about the offensive line, right? So wide zone for us, or jet sweep, you flip it to something in motion. Okay, we install a new formation. We install glances when we don't run those frequently with that on the backside. Okay, we install smash and come back because we're also going to install our sprint out. So the same day we install wide zone, okay, we're going to install sprint out. Why learn them on different days? It doesn't make any sense. It's that same as terminology. It's the same play, except you can't go downfield. We're secure the outside, posting our hand, looking for backside leakage, right? So that's what we're going to do on the same day. We had the shallow screens. That's our last screen. We don't have any yet. Basically, there's no rhyme or reason to that. The Ricky Larry motion is back to the quarterback, right? Because that might be what we do with jet. That all goes in on the same day, right? So I'll show you this. How am I doing on time? I have no idea. Okay. Right? So we've got outside zone to field, right? I won't get into the walking schemes here, but we're trying to run outside zone. We go sidecar with our running back. Some people are, pistol, kind of running on these tracks. Okay, there's different ways to do it, but we're always in sidecar. To me, it's a little bit expensive to get into pistol and try to install some plays with that, so we just go sidecar. I don't think it's as effective, but it's all right. We're going to tag 18. We don't always do it, depending on down and distance, but this is 3rd and 3. Right, we're going to tag this guy on a slant. So here's our read, right? If he's bounces his feet, we're not going to throw. We're going to hand off. We're blocking 6-on-6. We like our chances, okay? Again, if you're a receiver, you got outside zone coming your way. You're not running the screen. You got to block the protection out here. So we're going to tag a screen on the back. Slant on the backside. Right. So I think it's a shitty snap on this. Yeah. So the read is kind of murky, but you can see what the linebacker does. Right. We've thrown him a couple times. Right. So he's kind of bouncing his feet. So now he's not part of the run fit. Right. So that's advantage. Run game. Right. So if he's going to bounce. Okay. Now if he's going to blitz, I'll show you in a minute. If he's lined up here and he's line of scrimmage trying to blitz, our Q's going to pull the ball up until it's number 18. He's a sophomore. His knees are knocking, but we'll throw him the ball. Right, this is against Bessel late in the game. You'll see they're obviously covered down here. This is our read. Okay, we don't tag a slant here. We're just play 130. We're just trying to kind of run. It's actually our backup quarterback and backup running back in there. So you can see here's your read. Right, this would be a pull, throw the slant read, 100 out of 100 right there if we had tagged, but we don't. So sometimes we don't. Obviously, you're waiting. You don't want to. We run out of on. What do we just okay, that's the regular outside zone. Special there. Down the wing, here. Okay, here's our glance route down here. So again, against Lippert, this is 2 years ago. I think we had maybe 2 first downs. They beat the living crap. Look at us. We're getting an 8-man team right there. We got 26 guys shooting right there. Week 1 county football. Okay. So Dom's got a slant. It's our quarterback for this year. Okay, we got outside zone to the field. Here's our read. Okay. So if he's a part of the run fit, okay, we got access. We're gonna throw that ball. Right. This kid, he's built like me. Okay, but he can throw the shit out of it. Absolute, was an incredible quarterback for us, but he broke his thumb week 1, came back to the playoffs. Right, but that's just stealing right there. Right? So rather than try, again, I think we block outside zone okay. Honestly, I think we get a tight coffee because Levin's pretty fancy, right? So Mike gave me the tight coffee. So again, here's our read right here. Okay, again, we're gonna try to hook here, double it here, all that shit. Okay, but why not this guy? Instead of having to block 6 guys well, and those guys wearing white hats are pretty good. Okay, let's just throw the slant on the backside. I think I'm telling Mike about it right here. I told him the play was coming. Right? So there it is. And so again, that all goes in the same day. Right? Why would you put it outside zone and then a week later say, hey, by the way, we can throw a slant off the backside. Let's put it in together. Right? That's glance. Here it is against Gardner the next week. And we tell our quarterback, probably not into the boundary, but we say, here's our read. If he takes 2 steps, okay, into the run fit, throw the glance. That's all we need. Our receiver's got to be at the corner. He's got to win with leverage. Okay? Here's our read. If he takes 2 steps, throw the slant. Now, these aren't 2 big steps. These are 2 small steps. Okay? And it's into the boundary, so it's a tighter window, right? But he rips it in there, I told you. So he breaks his left thumb against Levitt. And now he's wearing it, you can see this. He's wearing a giant club on his left hand. There's that. And then the next week he breaks his right thumb, walks around like this. He's with scissor hands for like 2 weeks. Played right tackle for us actually. So not a lot of quarterbacks end up at right tackle. He was awesome. You could probably put it all conference if he had gone back quarterback. Right? Again, this is against Oxford Hill. So again, another gap scheme where we're going to run. I think it's power we're going to run. Okay? And then we're going to throw a slant in behind. So watch the effect it has on that back. Guard pulls, he's going to fill the run, throw the ball. Right, it's a line downfield. High school is 1 yard rule, in college 3. So it's 79 yard downfield, yard and a half, 2 yard, right? Close. Okay, we had a couple called on us, but not a lot. Right, so we're going to try to pull that. And again, we got to make the defense wrong. If they're going to play 7 in the box, trust me, these guys right here are not going to block those guys all that well. 6 on 7. So throw a slant on the backside. And we install all on the same day. Okay, then you can again dress it up a certain way, snap the ball to your quarterback, you run, outside zone with the cue. All that special there. So that's good. This is the first play overtime, or only play overtime. I guess foul. So they're man here, so we got enough time to, because they like delayed with the ball. I yelled at 13, said, hey, if he's covering you, run a post and go block in. I yelled at 8, hey, if he's covering you, right, run in and block the lane. Right, so it's outside zone with the cue. Their guys chase them, and they'll walk in. You'll get a lot of those at overtime. Right, so again, you dress it up a different way. Again, there's no secret. Get the ball to your best player. Right, line him off. Okay, that's another train. Here's one you flip it to a guy. I think it was maybe to the wing. Tired here. So that's a wing. Just flip it to him. Same exact play. We put it in on the same day. Probably flip. This is out of a condensed formation of the playoffs. Right, so it's shrunk down. So it's shrink this edge. Okay. These guys take us pretty seriously sometimes. We tell these guys blocking with their condensed formation, right? You got to make him come underneath you. So if I hit him square, he's going to see the guy, he's going to fall off my face, and we're going to pick up 2. So cover him up, make him come underneath, and by then we're gone. So if number 5 takes it to heart, he really gets an outside release out here, right? And then you got underneath him all right. You didn't fucking slow him down, right? You did his job. He said, Coach, I went underneath. Yeah, he did. All right, so our running back has to eat up that block, but we're going to score in there on that. Okay. And then again, it goes hand in hand, the outside zone goes hand in hand with our sprint out. So watch the offensive line and tight end. Oops, it looks the exact same. Right? So it looks like outside zone, basically, except you can't go downfield. Right? Oh, it's another first down against Oxford. Is Mark in here? I'm just trying to rub it in. We're going to come first down. It's the first drive, actually. I thought we were going to go score. We did not. Okay, 3rd and 8, convert 3rd and 9, convert that. He doesn't know how to film with the year. Okay, same idea. Again, just a backup tight end, we had injury. Okay, you set the edge, right? Run your feet. Same exact look. Well, everybody looks like they're walking outside up. So why would you not install it the same day? I'm talking to myself like 4 years ago. We used to always install this this one I was doing in week 1. And it's just smash it on the field. Right? Let the quarterback see it, throw the ball. So install it all at the same time. Here's comebacks. We've told this for 100 years. Usually if it's 4th and 10, okay, you don't want to catch it for 9. I can tell you that much. Roll out. QB's a little late. He picks up 9. He's pretty happy, but we're not. Okay, same again. We jump it back over, right? So he helps set the edge here. Same idea, same game for 3rd and 9. Again, I told you, playing Tony 3rd and 9, you're going to get this. Run out, some combination on the sideline. Okay. So that's Skowhegan. Okay, then this is the one screen we just kind of tagged it. This is like a couple years ago. We're going to block here, run a tight end downfield and back behind the line of scrimmage so we can block downfield. There's our shallow screen. So he's going to go downfield, then back behind the line of scrimmage. So now he's caught that ball behind the line, and we can walk downfield. So rather than having him be on the same side, we bring him across the formation. Right, we can throw the ball there. So we can run back on the front. Okay, so that's our shallow screen. And honestly, that is, I'll be able to look at this. So 23 is looking to block. Oh, sorry. 23 is looking to block whoever. If someone's chasing him and man, he's going to go out there and block any chaser. There isn't, so we settle for the front side. We play there. Okay. That's that. Okay, that's all my film. Any questions about the 4-day install? I really just thorough as I could do. You good? You good, Mike? Okay.
That was awesome.
I appreciate it. Now again, we've only done this for we've done it for 4 years. But year 1, I just kind of put up that grid, and I just filled it in. I was like, all right, so we got 4 running plays, and we're gonna put all these in here. And I didn't put a lot of thought into what screen goes with what run, or even to a certain degree, what formation goes with. So we've really, this looked a lot different. We used to always have speed option in, Okay, there's another suggestion, like I think is going, if you go through your end of year huddle, right, and you've got a play that you run less than 5 times, get it the hell out, right? So we used to put in speed option, right? Our quarterbacks are some, they can't, you know, it's a trips left, they're man-to-man, run speed option away from it, right? It's pretty easy, right? So we're gonna run option, yeah.
What do you do day 5 the first week? Do you restart or do you?
No, day 5 is that Friday. We're gonna run all this. We're in full pads, and they're gonna, you know, obviously do some tackling. We run the whole thing, and we scrimmage leather. Usually they beat us, okay? And then we come back Monday and we start on Monday. So we go Monday through Thursday for those 2 weeks, okay? And go from there. So yeah, so we used to just kind of throw it all on there. It's like, okay, we've got 8 pass plays. Let's put 2 per day, 8 concepts, right? Let's put 2 per day. Now, when we're sprinting out, okay? Let's use the 2 concepts. It seems simple, like it really is. Okay, but it took me a minute to figure it out. When we're throwing, like, I want to throw plants out, one receiver slant in the boundary. Okay, let's put it with the play we're going to run it with. And let's install it at the same time. First year, we're like, okay, so outside zone. I'm so worried about the line. You know, they're going to be fine. We got to control the backside of the throw a slant. So we install that all at the same time. You know, so it makes sense. I think the learning is easier for our guys. And, you know, we're not expert on it. We'll tweak it a little bit even for next year. There's some things with it I'm not sure I love this year. Okay, but that's the concept. So instead, I truly believe you can throw a lot at them. Okay, clean it up after the first week, review it all, okay, reinstall it against a new front, and then do the same thing. Get ready for week 1. I just hope we don't have extra those week 1.
Coach, down at the bottom,
Yeah.
Are those concepts that like you'd love to get in?
Yeah, so this is what I do for myself, and I'm not. Okay, I put, what are we missing at this point? So our 3x1 concepts we don't have in, okay? Mesh, which we don't run very well, okay? Our fake screens, so you see smoking bubbles, so now we pump the bubble, those guys go vertical, okay? Our running back route, so we can tag, you know, we run 4 verts, and then we put the running back on a individual route. Our bash, so we can run inside zone, we run bash, and the running backs go to the field. Our quarterbacks run in the inside zone, and the power we retrieve every round. I just kind of put, that's the stuff that's not in. That's the other 53 plays that we ran later on in the year. So, again, just dress it up as best we can, but for us, it starts with the run game, okay? And then we just sort of fill in the chart from there. I think it's been really good for us over the last, you know, couple of years. It's allowed our kids to, I want to see us run that screen, that power screen or counter screen against Lippert, okay, in the first week. If we wait till week 1 to run it, they have no experience doing it, then like, they throw a pick and I'm like, yeah, I'm the guy that screwed us up. Why would I wait until week 3 to install that? Let's put it in, let's run it against them, let's run it against Bangor, and guess what, if it's not good, we throw it out, we don't run it against, you know, week 1. So that, then we're trying to put as much on them. Okay, I also know the philosophy of like, I want our opponents to see all this. Right, some people hold plays back, and they're like, oh, I don't want to show them that play. Screw that, I want them to see everything we got. Every trick play we have, we ran like 3 against Oxford Hills, none of them worked, okay? But we ran 3, we were wide open twice, I just got that lefty to throw, we couldn't throw it. Okay, so I want to put all that shit on tape so they have to prepare for it. So some people hold stuff back, I'm like, let's put everything out that we can. Okay, the final one I didn't talk about, so our best shot play is another 1 word. So we make a call, okay, we run double post or whatever we decide is our best shot play for the year, and that's another 1 word. Okay, how many guys are 1 word play calls? They like yell something, I don't know. Okay, so I mean, it's a pretty good concept. For us, we found that like the hurry up and all that shit just tires us out. I mean, like, we had 6 or 7 guys start both ways. Right, so we got hurrying up and trying to wear out the defense, but we're also wearing out the offense, and then they're gonna go play defense. Okay? So we do it a little bit, we kind of sporadic, and we find it to be advantageous, but we prep it, and we wrap it just in case we ever need it. I'm also a believer that you gotta have it something, if you ever need it, you gotta make sure you practice it. So if we need to go hurry up, we gotta have a couple options where we can yell, run our best run play, our best shot play, or run the exact same play. That's at least 3 options you have if you wanna go hurry up and get going. Any other questions? I appreciate you guys coming in. Obviously, you had some options. You're going to see Nat Clark. I thought there'd be nobody in here, so I appreciate you guys coming in. If you have any questions, I'll stick around as I'm kind of packing stuff up. I appreciate it. I'm glad you guys came down today. Take care. Come back to go. Oh, yeah. So the comeback should run
lot easier
Yeah, that's a great one for us.
to load,
Clear out and then
shelves
figure
them
out
than
that.
it is to go,
Yeah.
you know what, I'd like to get to this, and then try to
Yeah,
get
thank
to
you.
it, and then you're like, that's not as clean as I hope.
Salute to you. Why?
How are you doing? Yeah, we don't have the dudes to throw 4 wides in right now, but we'll eventually. All right, Coach. Hey, Nick, what's your next?
Yeah, we guys played in your field at the same time on the season.
Yes, we did.
That place was good luck for us.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. We wouldn't play a state championship on that, Coney, but hopefully we get some
Yeah.
championship games there.
I have a question for, we're right next, we don't do this more zone.
Yeah.
Like, if you were running like a zone, so you're running outside zone, you mentioned doubling. So like, if you were just running against like a 6-man box, taking away the corners.
Yeah.
So you double with it, like, if you
Well-
get like a free technique, you would.
Yeah, with that look, you wouldn't, yeah. So I'm not well versed in blocking so like,
Okay.
I would run it outside zone this way, I'd solo block there and I'd combo to
So you
that.
really only like one to run to the one side, and never on side.
Yeah, I guess, I don't, that's,
Okay.
we're looking for, like, and again, you don't even have to get the edge hooked, right? Just like you got tight ends, it's like, try to hook, if he doesn't at a certain point, he's gonna torque him and then we're gonna run,
You can slow him down, yeah, as long as
and then
you
torque
slow
him to the
him
sideline and we're gonna run, so our running back will be, the first read's a defensive end.
Right.
Okay, if he's got hooked, we can keep going, if he's not hooked, he's gotta get his eyes to the DT, and he's either gonna
He's
bang
trying
it
to
in
bang
there,
it back.
bang it all the way back to the
Yeah.
front side and back side. So yeah, so I don't know the 8-man blocking schemes all that well.
Yeah. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
No, we basically, we become the same feet, like a 6-man box, and just like take you.
Yeah, what, you guys must see a ton of man-to-man, I'm guessing?
Yeah, I mean, you can't get.
You can't play a lot of zone, right, then that,
Right.
so like, it
Yeah.
must
Not
be a
not
ton of
enough guys over there.
Yeah, so yeah, no, that's
Yeah, but I remember we kind of playing our like some of the inside zone stuff, just it's like that, my GT counter was such hard.
yeah, I was at the game, actually, state championship game, I was
Oh, yeah.
working out, whatever, and so, hand it to 91, plow ahead, a little
Yeah,
counter.
oh, we don't have them this year, so
Yeah.
we're a little different.
A little
like,
counter to number 36.
You don't have a,
Yeah.
280-pound horse.
Yeah, he's a big
Yeah.
dude, so yeah, appreciate it.
Ian Linda.
Yeah, oh, hey, how are you?
Yeah, good.
I speak highly of you.
Yeah, he's one of my best friends.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'd love to get ready to call and stuff, that's on the
Yeah,
like, make sure you guys.
yeah, whatever, yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we run basically all the same concepts.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to find a better way to install it.
Yeah, I mean, that was honestly transformative for us because like we used to install like, okay, we're gonna install this play until it looks good, and we're gonna add, I know it sounds crazy, but like, there wasn't a lot of rhyme or reason to it.
Yeah.
So like, why when we're installing sprint out, like, or we actually want to install outside zone in the morning,
Yeah.
and then in the evening, like, hey, sprint out is pretty similar to that, right? The same
Yeah.
general principles apply, when securing the outside number and all that
Yeah.
stuff. So like, that really changed, it helped our learning, because like, I used to install plays, like, by week 1, we wouldn't have it all in, so I'm adding 3 or 4
That's
plays
where I
that
was
week.
at.
Yeah, and then you try to take advantage of
Installing
it.
to like weeks 2 and 3.
Oh, yeah, no,
And
right,
it's-
yeah, no, it is, and then the kids aren't, so I try to like, that was a huge thing, is to get it all down,
Yeah.
see it in the scrimmage, see stuff that, also shows you who can play and
Yeah.
certain schemes, and then, play it, install again for the exhibition,
Yeah.
and then, week 1, hopefully you'll play our
I'm assuming that's one practice and then you have 8 or something on.
Yeah, so the first
Yeah, I
week,
think
like, we're pretty offense heavy Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We'll always do like a, pursuit drill, we'll do, our run fits and shit, like with just helmets on, but eventually, like by Friday, we're in full pads, and it's pretty defensive intensive.
Yeah.
So the first couple days is mostly offense. We might get a half an hour a day on defense.
Okay.
Kyle probably complains about it, but yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, we're going for defense side. Goes, keep going with the offense, we'll do a 20-minute, turnover circuit or something, and so, we don't do it, we try to get the offense in, honestly, and then week 2, obviously we have, plenty of defensive in the,
Yeah.
and then,
Do you do the 2, like, we at Noble, so like we get kids that travel from
Yeah,
far.
yeah.
So we do the extended practice, we'll do like 7 to 12:15 with like an hour break where we only.
Yeah, we don't do that. We're 8 to 10 and 5 to 7 at night.
So you do a 2-hour practice?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, but
You don't
but-
go for too far out of that?
yeah, by the second one, we never go more than 2. And by the second week, and even honestly, by like Thursday morning in the first week, we might be done at 9:30 in the morning. And I'll film some of it, go in and watch, get them off their feet, go watch, here's outside zone, we put it this morning, how do we go? So sometimes it's a little slower,
Yeah.
in the morning. And obviously, we have fewer coaches, because my dad works and, that's the time over, so we have 3 coaches in the morning, so 2 hours with 3 coaches isn't as easy as, in the evening when we have 7. So we'll go full 2 usually in the evening. In the morning, we kind of space out a little bit, so. Yeah,
Yeah, I'd love to get-
207?
Yeah.
615?
Yeah.
4667. That's it.
Alright.
Yeah.
That's a 802 number that's
Okay.
coming, so.
802, Vermont.
Yeah.
Vermont.
I have, yeah.
Very nice, very nice.
But yeah, I'd love to just sit down at some point and just kind of take
Yeah,
your brains,
absolutely. I'm with
like
Kyle.
tag and everything. Oh yeah, I haven't seen his house yet.
Yeah. It's,
Yeah.
I've been there a few times, for sure.
Yeah.
So come up or whatever, we can Zoom or whatever, we can
Yeah.
chat about all that shit, so.
I'd love
It's all tagged together, 100 out of 100.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's third one. That's the mentality also I have to tell your quarterbacks is, and what I've struggled with, and I've gotten better, like you can't blister them if you make the wrong choice. So like they look out there, those first ones I was showing where they trips them with throwing the smoking bubble, like trying to do a numbers count. If he throws it out there and it's, bad numbers, and we don't walk, and we pick up 0, like I can't motherfucking, like, what the fuck? And now he's like, I'm never throwing it out there.
Yeah.
But I should put one on against Skavigan where I hadn't yelled at him, I was like, no, like, Jesus Christ, like, there's nobody that hand the ball off. So the next play, they've got the box loaded, they actually blitz the edge defender. We have 3 over 1. They have 1 corner that we're running ball. And I once saw them, this is a touchdown, we had scored yet, we didn't score. But instead he hands it off, and I just told him like, hey, and so that was the one time this year, so he decided not to throw it, and then before he even came to the sideline, he looked over, he goes, I know, he runs over, gets the play, can't say the I know, I should have thrown the ball.
You're 3-by-1, you have your back to the 3.
No, our running back lines to assignment, so we don't tell them ever where to line up.
So you just tag him?
Yeah, so no, we don't tell them ever. So if it's like, say it's trips left,
Yeah.
and we're running outside zone left, he's gonna be on the right. So we just say trips left, and trolleys are outside.
Right, when you put your tailback to your 3 set,
Nope.
and you run your RPO,
No, oh, when we're running the RPO, typically, so like he's got, so for us,
is that like an outlier for you
for
guys?
inside, no, so for inside zone for us to the right, let's say we call it fort, right? So if it's, so we would call the huddle, it's trips left, fort, bump.
Yeah.
Right, so the running back doesn't know where to line up. Trips left tells the receivers where to line up. He just has to go, okay, it's fort, so I gotta be on the left to go right. Right, if we were trips left, wall is our inside zone left, trips left, wall, double, then he's gonna be on the right corner to run that. So he lines based on like play number. We never ever tell him where to line up.
Interesting.
Which is, yeah, we used to get all these, we used to call it early and late, so early was trips
That's
right,
the area,
late is the area shit. So we were always early and late, and then we tell them what early right, early left. And it's like, that kid's like scoring out like early left is trips left. No, that's not. So, yeah, we got away from that. We just said, hey, why can't you figure out where to be? So if it's option right, and you're on, you gotta be on the right hand side running the option, then line up that right.
Yeah, 'cause right now we go like double right, zone right. So
Yeah.
there's too many. Like
Yeah,
the right
just
and
say
left
double
are-
zone right. Like he's gonna be on the left, running the side zone right, like, yeah.
Yeah.
So like he'll figure it out. The only thing in the pass game that we've changed is we number our receivers, we don't do the letters. So for us, the wide receiver all the way to the right is 8. The slot would be 6, a trick pad would be 4, almost like a whole.
Yeah.
So I found that the X, Y, Z shit for our kids was always confusing when you kind of, we never flip our receivers, so those guys stay on the outside. The slots might flip to get in the trips.
Yeah.
So we tag all those guys' numbers, so the Y guy on the left is 9, so we might go smash, 9 post or whatever, right? So we can tag it that way. And then we tag our tight end is always Y, or tight end or H, which we just call it Y. And then our running back, the one time we tell them is, so if we were like 4 over to Vegas, and we want to run him into the flat on the left, we do say A flat or B flat. So if we say A on the left, you read it, A on the left, B on the right. So that's the only time we tell them, just because you wouldn't know based on the pass which side to go up.
Yeah.
So we'll say, dual right Vegas, A flat. So we can go flat.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I love that.
Yeah, anytime. I can talk
That'd
about
be
all
great.
that, trust me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right,
I
awesome.
think we're just in a meeting right now.
Oh, sorry about that.
No problem at all. Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah.
Only class 82.
No kidding. You play football?
Freshman.
Okay. My dad was a coach in '82.
I've got 10 thumbs. And,
Yeah.
And
That's
I'm not
right.
big, so
Yeah.
it didn't make sense.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, my dad was
and,
coaching,
And I was doing wrestling and karate too, but.
Oh, sweet.
82 us a long time ago. We'd have a good coach. But I'm so glad that Corey's got a great coach, because I'm telling you, man, you're a great coach.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Where's your background? Where'd they get you? Because I mean,
I went to
just
Coney.
rifle off so much stuff. I think you're awesome.
Yeah, I went to Coney and I played Colby.
Yeah.
And then I actually moved to Portland for 6 years. I coached there.
Where'd you coach first? Where'd you
I've been at Coney for 19 years.
You've been at Corey for 19 years, and now you're head coach.
Yeah, I was there for 10 as an offense coordinator.
So you like picked all this up on your own. You played,
Yeah.
and then you.
Yeah, almost nothing that we run now is stuff I do.
Yeah.
It's all stuff that's like, honestly, a lot of it's trial and error.
Yeah.
Like some of those like shake